Just realized that what I'm going to discuss now, I should have done it a few weeks ago. But as they say, never too late. So what I want to discuss today is the four special Parshiyot, the four special Torah readings that we started, interestingly, this year, all of them in the month of Adar. Now what am I talking about? Tell you soon. First, Tehillim, chapter 100. To thank God for all the miracles He did, He's doing, and the one He's going to do now, Be'ezrat Hashem, the bringing, the coming, the revelation of Mashiach and taking us all out of this hostage situation. The individuals who are still hostages in the hands of those barbaric murderers, and all of us who are hostages in exile. So chapter 100, Mizmoyer lesoido, riul Adonai kol haaretz, ivdu es Adonai b'simcha boi lefano b'nono, d'u ki Adonai hu Elohim, hu asanu v'lo anachnu amo v'tzoy maris boi yishoru b'soido chatzroiso b'silo, hoido le'bochu shumoi ki tov Adonai le'olam chasdo v'yador v'dor emunasoi, and some tzedakah, and let us go. On Shabbat Rosh Chodesh Adar, which was actually the 1st of March, which was Shabbat Truma, was Shabbat Shkalim. The following week, Shabbat Tetzaveh, was Shabbat Zachor. This past Shabbat was Shabbat Para. The next week is going to be Shabbat HaChodesh. What is this all about? Just a quick review. Our sages have established that the four important issues that need to remember, that need to be paid attention to, are those four things. In the time of the temple, every person had to bring a machatzit shekel, a half a coin. And this was for the communal sacrifices. There was also for the upkeep of the Beis HaMikdash, of the temple needs, for the maintenance. Everybody had to participate on it. The time when this fundraising took place was in the month of Adar. Therefore, our sages have instituted today, although we don't have yet the Bet HaMikdash, but we have to, in a spiritual way, we have to commemorate. We have to remember doing these things, because by remembering it, we hasten it, its actual happening. So the Shabbat, the beginning of the month of Adar, or in case Rosh Chodesh is in the middle of the week, not on Shabbat, which was this year, the Rosh Chodesh was actually on Shabbat, then we would read it the Shabbat before, Machrizin al Ashkolim, and we will be reading that Torah portion in Kitisa, where the Torah discusses that biblical command of giving the half shekel. The following week, which would be the week before Purim, is called Shabbat Zachor. Zachor, remembering. The importance of remembering. What do we need to remember? The wickedness of the nation of Amalek. Amalek was the first nation to attack the Jewish people after coming out of Egypt, thus creating a certain weakening of the fear and respect and awe that the entire world was for the Jewish people, and obviously because of God's protection. Amalek came and cooled that down. So we have to remember not to allow ourselves to be cooled down from our enthusiasm, for excitement, for our warmth, commitment to Judaism and to God. And we do this the Shabbat before Purim for the simple reason because Haman was a descendant of Amalek. So Haman represents Amalek. Today, Hamas is definitely good descendants and representatives. So we have to remember that we need to eradicate him completely. That's why this is read the Shabbat before. The Shabbat before the month of Nisan is Shabbat Parshat Para. Paraduma is the red heifer, which in the time of the temple, they had to create a concoction, a cocktail of a red heifer with a piece of wood, a red string, a little grass, burn it, mix it with water, and this had to be sprinkled on people who were impure. The reason why we read this with Shabbat before the month of Nisan is because In the month of Nisan, every Jew has to be participating in the sacrifice, the Korban Pesach. To do the Korban Pesach, everybody must be pure. Impure one becomes from having come in contact with death, or even participated in a home, in a house where there is a death, or a funeral home. So therefore we read this Parshat Parah, this was this past Shabbat, that's what we read. Finally, Shabbat related to the month of Nisan is called Shabbat HaChodesh, where we will be reading Parshat HaChodesh, which is in Parshat Bo, where the Torah discusses and says that the month of Nisan is your first month. HaChodesh hazeh lochem Rosh Chodoshim. We have two beginnings. We have the beginning of the world through the creation of the world, and then we have the new beginning, the day where we were freed from Egypt. So therefore we have the beginning of the monthly cycle, the month of Nisan. I certainly hope we have another Parsha, the Parsha of redemption, and may this happen now.